What is going down, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zary, and I am just here today to talk to you a little bit about what goes into making the revamped Noob series. Now, I'm sure there's someone who's had this character Gear 12 or Gear 13 for 3 months, and they're going to tell me I'm doing it wrong. That's fine. You can tell me. Give the suggestions to people. What I do in this video is I take the character, I get him at Gear 11. I play him for a couple hours at Gear 11. The next day, I take him to Gear 12. I play them again for a couple hours. I have my trusty, handy-dandy notebook here. As you can see, I fill it up with all sorts of ideas to play test. And I do the same thing for Gear 13, right? But that's, if you were a new character or new player to the game and reading kits, this is how I do this. I take the initial first impressions and I roll with them. I throw out how I would build the character. Does that mean it's 100% right? No, it doesn't. It does not mean it's 100% right. I just share with you the way this mind, which is scary, how it thinks, right? Now, when I use the stats, you're going to see a whole bunch of stats in here for Gear 11, Gear 12, differences, Gear 13. I'm just going to show you my nerddom here. I have spreadsheets for each individual class, and I received a lot of feedback of why are you ranking the characters all in the game completely? Like, obviously a mage isn't going to get the same health gain as a defender, and that skews the numbers. And you know what? It made a lot of sense. So when I rank these characters, I rank them off their class, not profession, their class. So defender, mage, healer, rogue, things like that. So the first one we're going to see is Cabin Babbin. Right above me, over there, this is how I do it. I build this spreadsheet. It does the math automatically for me because you know I struggle with math. I go through, and as I level them to Gear 11, I put in all their stats. And on the bottom is, I can kind of click through it. You got shield, you got physical armor, magic damage, and I do it all the way through. And then as I take them to the next gear level, I go through and I put them all in again. And that's how I determine. And then I sort. Right? I sort from best to worst. Like Amara has the best magic damage at Gear 11. Cabin Bab is going to have the 14th out of 16 mages. That's how I do it. Right? So just so everybody knows, that's kind of what I do. Now in the, as you can see here, I have another piece of paper with stuff on it. And what I've decided to break down based off, I went back and I read a whole bunch of feedback, right? So we have the runes. Okay, I go through and I tell you what I would do at Gear 11, in Gear 12, and Gear 13 for runes, because as stats increase, your runing should change on those characters. If they only have 30% potency at Gear 11, they get up to 66%. At Gear 13, putting a potency set on there is pivotal at Gear 11. It's not pivotal anymore at Gear 13. You can put in, if they're a damage dealer, you can sneak in a crit chance set. Or if you're having trouble keeping them alive, you can put on that health set. Things like that. You want them to be able to take a hit, you can put on armor. Right? So that's how I did it. Now, I also put in artifacts. And a lot of suggestions I get are, what's the best artifact? Which one's your favorite? Artifacts are hard because it's how you built your character. One artifact I really liked for the character could have 36% potency on it. Well, I already have 66 at Gear 13. That needs to change to maybe a damage or a health or something like that, right? So I try to put out like 5 or 6, sometimes 7 ones that I like that could help you think. And there might be one I didn't put on there, right, that you're used to great success. Let them know in the comments down below. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But again, this is just me thinking, what do I want to get better? How do I want this character to run? I'm not the best at thinking completely outside the box, and we're not incorporating other synergies, right? So it also has to include team comps, but this is strictly on the character. You might say, well, I'm putting this on because I pair him with this person and they give him this and this and this, so I don't need this. Awesome. But as a solo standalone character, that's how I rank or do the artifacts. All right, I'm doing tier 7s. When you put them up, all the abilities I'm going to read first are rank 6. And then I talk about the tier 7 and what you get. Then I get through all the moves and I have my tier 7 order of how I would do it. And this, again, is just how I would do it. It doesn't have to be how everybody else would do it, right? But I also rank them. And to me, the ranking systems are as follows. I have an excellent, which is you need to do it right away. I have an above average, which is if you don't have any excellence, those are the first on your list. I have an average, which is will help the character, but it's not groundbreaking. Below averages, there could be worse choices. And then a pass is I wouldn't even bother doing it. It really isn't going to make that big of a difference. So that's how I do that. All right. I kind of went over the damage increase or the health increases and how I figured out all that. And then I talk about synergies and counters. Now, are these the only people you can put them with? No. And as the game progresses and the game continues to grow, there's going to be more of these. But these are some ones that are, to me, stick out in my head. I try to at least put in one not a lot of people would think about. And I do the same thing for counters. Now, remember, these are standalone character counters and standalone character synergies. Now with the Cab and Bab, I'm not going to put half pigs in there. There should be self-explanatory that they're going to have good synergy with the half pigs. It's like putting Boris under Kagi for synergy. We know it works. I'm not putting Nighteel under Solius. We know it works. It's in the kit, right? So just keep that in mind when you're talking about this stuff, because sometimes, you do it and they're like, oh, well, you put them with these 3 characters and they get all these buffs. Well, we're not doing that. We're doing standalone synergies, standalone counters, right? And that's what I've incorporated into the Noob system, and that's how Noob system, like I'm selling you something, sorry, the Noob videos, and that's how I break it all down. So I wanted to get this video out because we're like 7 or 8 minutes already, and I didn't want to explain this in every single video, because then the videos, I'm trying to make them like right around 20 minutes, and they're probably going to go over, but if I put this 8-minute explanation in front of every new video, I'm at a half an hour and nobody wants to sit there for half an hour and watch me ramble on. So that's just kind of how I put things together, but this is a culmination of my YouTube family. I mean, I started in October, it's already August, so I'm coming up on 2 years on YouTube, and it's unbelievable. Met a lot of amazing people, and I take your feedback and I go with it. Now, one big feedback I got is I put Barn well way too low. They're like, Sir Nobody, I love him to death. He's like, do you not look at the top of your arena shard? I'm not a big PvP player, so honestly, no, I didn't. I've never fought him in arena. My goal is to finish in between 50 and 75 every day, because my arena payout is when I'm at work. So, yeah, I do that, and I'm fighting still Zera leads and hard orcs, and so no, I didn't know that. So, but it opened up my eyes to go and look. Maybe when I'm doing this is something I want to take a look at, which I wasn't doing before. So, just because I make videos doesn't mean I know it all, guys. And so, and that's not to be said cocky. It's to be said, thanks for letting me know, right? So yeah, this has been a long grind, and I can't wait for you to see the newest installment of the Noob series, and I hope you all like it. And as always, if you don't, or we need to tweak more of it, I want to make content you want to watch. I love this nerdiness, these spreadsheets that I put together. I love them. I love doing crap like that. And it really gives me a better understanding for the character. And I wasn't doing Noob series for a while, and I got out of touch with a lot of the newer characters, and I can't wait to do it again. So if this is a big hit, they do take a very long time to make though, so this new style, because like when I'm going over the kit, instead of, I used to have them like fade in to see the moves, now I have from all of my battles, it's a mishmash of gear 11, gear 12, and gear 13. There's a video that's going to be like above my head that's just constantly playing, so you have something to watch. It's just footage of me doing playtest after playtest, and then I've spliced it all together into one video that just continues to roll. And then as you move to the second ability, that video switches to the second ability, and it's the same thing, because I want you to have something to watch other than me sitting there going, the A3 gives you 240% damage. I'm not a good looking guy. Nobody wants to stare at me for that long. So, yes, I think that's it. So, with that being said, I love y'all. See you in the next one. I'm out. Thank you.